Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Man, We're Too Old for This, here on the Nerd Eternal Network. I'm your host, the experience of some call Jason, and joining me as usual is...
CDL-113, the droid you're looking for.
The Todd Father.
And the token rat hater, Tarky.
And today, we're going to come back and find out what title we're talking about. But today we're going to be talking about Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 1. As of this recording, it's the only episode out. By the time we're posted, Episode 2 will also be out. Now, Taylor, explain the rat thing.
I don't like Disney that much.
Oh, okay. I see how it's related.
It's a very simple analogy.
Okay.
Don't worry, dog.
If you had said mouse, I would have glommed on immediately.
Now, let me ask the most important question of the day. How often did he have the helmet off?
He never had the helmet on.
Then the fear of drastic changes has not happened yet.
First episode.
Yeah.
I think he got, halfway through filming the second season, somewhere in there, before the helmet was finally too much for him to bear.
He does look kind of heavy. Probably hard to breathe.
So we're gonna have to wait till about 6 or 7 episodes in. That's what you're saying. Before we find out whether or not his anger about the helmet will be sated.
And just because the actor was complaining about the helmet and may even quit over it, doesn't mean they actually gave in and let him take it off on camera.
Yeah, what I'm figuring is at some point the Mandalorian, like if it's an 8-episode season, I figure around episode 4 or so, Mando will disappear for some reason.
Which is never good for a show when that happens, but...
Boba Fett throws him into a sarlacc. Here's how it feels, you son of a bitch.
He comes out with his vocal cords damaged, and they hire a different voice actor. Because that's essentially what the guy has been in The Mandalorian as a voice actor.
Yeah, pretty much.
Half the time it's the stunt guys actually in the suit. He picked the wrong show to start complaining like that about, because he is so easily replaced.
Yeah. I mean, he's getting a paycheck, so it's like, just sit there and read your lines and be happy you have a job.
The man wants his puss. He wants his puss scene. Most Hollywood these days, they want to show you the puss.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the puss. It's true. Tobey Maguire, hell. Captain America, hell. Chris Hemsworth wouldn't even wear a hat.
That's true. He
Was he the one responsible for that, though, or was that somebody else's decision?
I don't know, but the trick is, I have seen things where they talk about the actors wanting the faces shown, and Hemsworth's Thor hat always comes up. It's literally just a hat.
Which is weird, because in his case, his face is seen when he's wearing the hat.
Yeah, that's what makes it weird. No, dude, it's just a hat. That's the reason why so much of the MCU now has nanite suits that the masks, just automatically flow off.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man, Black Panther, Iron Man. The only one that's still kind of screwed is Rhodey. Rhodey's still got the old school thing where he flips up, but he's got the Iron Man suit where, just like Robert Downey Jr., they show his face inside the helmet.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they should have done with Mando.
Like I said, that's one of those kind of things that, we talk about. The Mandalorians never had that rule. Even if you go, well, Jango Fett and Boba Fett weren't true Mandalorians. Yeah, but you've seen Sabine's face, you've seen her sister's face.
Oh no, you mean Disney's introducing a plot hole? Oh.
Well, not even that. They just decided to give extra popularity to like a unconventional side rule that they've decided to implement for this character.
I don't know. I think they half looked at him and said, "You know what? I don't think people want to see you." Maybe that was Disney's kind of fucked up way to make somebody stay in their damn helmet for a change.
Yeah.
You know, like if they told Captain America, "Oh yeah, it's part of your uniform, so you can never be seen without your mask." Saying, "Well, if it gets torn off in a fight, well then your character has to kill itself, and we hire somebody new because it's your religion, man. It's Church of America. You gotta have your mask on. Just rude."
Mm-hmm.
I think they just screwed over. I think they just screwed Pedro Pascal over with that. Hey man, we're gonna put you in this cool Mandalorian armor. Downside is you never get to take it off.
Unless you're by yourself and nobody can see you.
And then we'll let you take it off, but the camera can't be on your face. So,
Until it's the last episode of the first season, and we'll let the droid see you. Because he's not
well, hell, that wasn't only they let the droid see you, they let the audience see you.
Yeah.
Because he had taken it off one time before, but they Judge dreaded his ass. So he was in the dark and was from behind. Well, he has hair. He has hair.
So anyway, first episode was the Marshal.
Yep.
Now,
Mando on the search for other Mandalorians.
Yeah.
Now, what has got him searching for other Mandalorians?
He's looking for other Mandalorians because he's looking for more information on this group of mystical space wizards called the Jedi. It's part of his search of bringing the child / Baby Yoda back to his people.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I'm looking forward to,
You know,
is he runs into the Jedi and they don't know where the fuck they're from either.
Yeah.
I don't quite remember the dates for this show. How far out from the Clone Wars are we?
We are after Return
You're
of the Jedi.
9 years after the Return of the Jedi.
So you're ways from the Clone Wars.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
Mando
so,
is between the old movies and the
Yeah,
Disney
so,
movies.
so the time range is good enough where you can't just go talk to your grandpa and you'll know who the Jedi were.
Right. Well, actually, your grandpa probably.
No, grandpa still would. Because that's always been the weird thing with me in Star Wars. It's just like everyone kind of still vaguely knows who and what the Jedi were because the Clone Wars were a massively exploited thing that were talked about with Jedi commanders and stuff, but somehow it got washed away as mysticism.
Well, one, the Jedi were always kind of mystic, and two, especially on the Outer Rim, you didn't actually see Jedi very often.
Right, but
There are only so many thousand of them in a universe with a population of billions per planet.
yes, but also during the entirety of the Clone Wars, basically every clone company had a Jedi commander. If every planet had at least a Jedi running on it, doing stuff with a clone company.
Okay, you got one Jedi running around the Earth. How many people are actually going to see him? I mean, you know what they were, but as far as being able to,
when you're
What Taylor's saying though.
well, hold on.
you can't
When the
have
guy
a-
in charge of the Senate is actively trying to promote a Jedi by the name of Anakin Skywalker by flashing his face everywhere, you know at least one Jedi no matter what if you're on any planet that has access to the information.
Fair.
And you know the government itself is promoting him and saying how great he is at being a Jedi.
Not to mention, you have the Jedi Council that issues bodyguards to a lot of the, high-value Senate members during a war going on. So
It's shaky, but part of Palpatine's thing in them 18 years was basically trying to kind of scrub the Jedi out of history.
yeah,
It's just like,
Which means firm information would be hard to find.
Yeah.
yeah, it's just for me though, it's always been screwy with the time just because there were people that were all alive during the Clone Wars still alive.
Yeah.
When you watch the original movies, it does feel like the Clone War was a lot longer ago.
Yeah, because Ben Kenobi looks super hella old.
Yeah.
That's the truth is once they gave you the prequels, that means Obi-Wan had a hard fucking 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
well,
Which,
one of the things I was
in the
reading,
desert, you do look kind of older if you spend huge amount of time in the desert and you're not accustomed to it already.
It'll wrinkle you up. It'll Well, if you ain't already brown, it'll tan you. Yeah, but it ain't. Yeah, Obi-Wan had some rough fucking years.
Yeah.
To go from Ewan McGregor at the end of 3 to Alec Guinness, it was a rough damn 18 years.
But yeah, that's just the thing about the time frame has always confused me, and they kind of just sweep that under the rug and put it aside and go, "Hey, please don't
Yeah.
think too hard about this."
Yeah,
and I accept that for the most part.
Well, one of the things I read in an article is look at the folks from Alec Guinness's generation. The difference between the quality of the food they ate versus what we eat now. I know, like, one of my great uncles, he was from that generation, and his hair went white real early. It was a lack of the vitamins and stuff that they didn't
But
get.
it also varies from person to person in life.
Yeah.
Regardless, But okay, with Return of the Jedi, there's one Jedi running around, maybe two.
Well,
that's where it gets weird. Is every time you think, well, we got a decent number of these, they always come up with another story of somebody that survived Order 66 or was hidden.
Well,
I think I've even seen where I think they're doing another show that's basically about Jedi that survived the Purge, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm like, a big number of the Order survivors are all in Legends now and not canon.
Yeah, they're talking about doing some that are canon.
The stuff that are in canon, you've got the guy from Rebels, Kanan or whatever his name was, who was like, half trained. The guy from
his Padawan.
Yeah, well, he's not a survivor though. He was trained after the fact, but I get you. The guy from that last video game, who again was a half trained Padawan. Ahsoka
So
Tano.
by the end of that game, he's a quarter of what Darth Vader is, which is still decent for Jedi.
Ahsoka is probably the closest to a fully trained Jedi.
Yeah.
Because she was probably right at knight level if she wasn't already a knight.
Yeah, and because she had led some attacks solo.
And they are bringing her into the show.
Yep.
I have no confirmation for this. I'm assuming it'll be episode 5, because Dave Filoni wrote episode 5. Where what's his face, the director, wrote most of the season.
Jon Favreau.
Yeah, Favreau. But and Filoni was the one that worked on the television series Clone Wars, and I think the theatrical film was him too. So it just seems likely if he's coming in to write one episode, it's probably the one with the character he introduced. But that's just guesswork.
Yeah, but you know Ahsoka's coming. They're hinting at maybe Sabine's coming.
Which, if he's looking for other Mandalorians,
yeah,
Sabine's gonna be one that's jumping around.
And with the Darksaber bouncing around, yeah.
Yeah, because that cropped up in Rebels too, didn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
She had it and then gave it up. Because by Rebels canon, that was kind of the Mandalorian's kind of thing of leadership, is if you had the Darksaber.
Alright, so...
Yeah, my thing of them bringing in Sabine, though, is the second they bring her in, why ain't you wearing a helmet?
Well, that's when you find out... No, all they gotta do then is you find out there are different sects of Mandalorian.
Yeah. Yes, I saw that. Somebody
She's
was
the
having
less
that
traditional, more progressive sect.
I'm figuring they're like the Sith. In the legend stuff, the Sith were an alien race, and they were a religion.
Oh, that's possible.
So the Mandalorian race is like, the shit's battle armor. The Mandalorian religion is basically going, we don't take it off, so you know what the hell we are up under this damn thing.
The rules are much stricter for the proselytes. If you got brought in from outside, yeah, we're a lot stricter. The actual full-blooded Mandalorians stay around and laugh at you behind your back. You can smell him from over here because he never takes the armor off. All right, but y'all two.
With this hot ass armor.
Yeah. But give us a quick rundown on what all went on in the episode.
Starts off at a fight club.
Warning. Oh, let's start off. Warning: there may be some spoilers if you haven't seen it.
Warning: this whole fucking section will be a spoiler.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
they've
but
been warned.
technically by spoiler rules, it's episode 1, so you're free to say whatever you want.
Oh, I forgot about the quote unquote.
It's a 3-episode rule.
That's right. I forgot about that.
But yeah, he's looking for information. He finds out a rumor that there's another Mandalorian on Tatooine. He goes to Tatooine. You see a character from the first season, the lady at the spaceport and her little pit droids. She tells him about another one of the Moss cities, like Mos Eisley or something. I forget what the name of this one was, but this one is like kind of like hidden. He goes there. He gets there and
walks into the bar.
Asks a Weequay about a Mandalorian, and he's like, "What the hell that is? Somebody looks like me." "Oh, you mean like the Marshal?" And he looks in the doorway, and you look in the doorway, and it's an anorexic Boba Fett standing there, and you're like, "Ooh, shit, it's Boba Fett." And he goes and sits down at a table and takes his helmet off.
And it's Timothy Oliphant.
Yep.
A.K.A. Cobb Vanth.
Yep.
Yeah, that dude has played a Marshal in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Cobb Vanth character is somebody that if you follow in the Disney branch of stuff, he's popped up in something else before.
He popped up originally in one of the novels.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when he takes the helmet off, Mando looks at him like, "Faker."
Yeah.
And immediately goes, "I'm gonna need that armor." "Well, I use this armor to protect people." Yep, I'm gonna need that armor. "Well, I thought I'm gonna need that armor." And
he stands up, takes a couple paces back, and says, "I'm gonna need that armor," and he's basically
getting ready to draw down on him.
And then the Krayt Dragon attacks the city.
But it doesn't attack; it just comes through.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it just goes through. You have an earthquake, and then you basically have a thing of what if Tremors met Godzilla. And then the city in the little town starts shaking and stuff, and you see something moving up under the sand, and there's somebody had a bantha out there, and you see this big, huge dragon pop up, eat the bantha, and keep going.
And Krayt's Dragon is something to go back all the way to. I think they referenced him in New Hope first, didn't they?
Yeah, the noise that Obi-Wan Kenobi makes to run off the sand people, that was a Krayt Dragon.
And then while you got R2 and C-3PO going through the desert in A New Hope, that big skeleton is a Krayt Dragon skeleton. That's what that was. The first time you actually see a Krayt Dragon is in the video game Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, they actually had one crop up.
Because you got to go into a cave and fight one to get the pearl, the Krayt Dragon pearl.
Okay.
Smaller than.
Yeah, it wasn't a full grown.
But did the look of the thing resemble the one in the show?
Yes.
Okay, so they kept the look pretty consistent.
Yeah, they kept the look real close, but the one you fight in the video game is not full grown.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the Krayt Dragon in this is essentially Godzilla.
It's bigger than city-sized, or it's city-sized?
It's big enough to eat a Sarlacc.
From what I've seen, I would say it was more classic King Kong size.
Yeah,
I've seen a clip of it eating a person.
Yeah.
Scale wise, it is not Godzilla.
It is Godzilla size. That's its head. You don't ever see the whole dragon.
Yeah.
That was its head. And its head was big enough that it was approaching legendary Godzilla size then. Because the bantha that's next to it is teeny. The guy, to the point that, remember when it eats the one sand person, I was sitting there going, what in the hell was the point?
Yeah.
That was less than swallowing a Tic Tac.
Yeah, a person in comparison, is about the size of one of its teeth.
Yeah,
It
that damn thing is
with
huge.
yeah, because it swallows a bantha whole like it's nothing.
And it also comes up out of the top of a mountain.
Yeah.
That damn thing is big.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what interrupts their little showdown with each other is the bantha coming through, and Oliphant's character says, "Look, I'll make you a deal. Help me deal with that, and I'll give you the armor." And so that's what sets them on the quest to go deal with it. And while they're out, right, he's Boba Fett, not Boba Fett. Mando had borrowed the land speeder that he borrowed in first season from the spaceport lady, and Timothy Oliphant's got his own little speeder, and one of the little Easter eggs is it's part of the pod racer that Anakin used.
Yep.
In Phantom Menace.
Nice.
But they go and travel through the desert, and they run across a couple of sand people, and
you'd already seen Mando camping with sand people in the montage leading up to him getting to town.
Yeah.
Which, other than like the episode 1 novelization, is about the first time I've ever seen like somebody that wasn't a sand person on friendly relations with sand people.
Yeah. Yeah. But Mando apparently speaks sand people language, and what they did was they made it a combination of grunts and sign language. And one of the neat things I saw is one of the people on set was like, "Hey, I know a deaf actor that uses sign language. Let's get him in here and help us do the sign language correctly or come up with a version of it." And that's what they did. So they actually made words and gestures for certain things that are Star Wars specific,
which is neat.
Yeah. And the Mando being on friendly terms with him it's kind of a Western trope where the natives are not on friendly terms with most folks, but the one lone cowboy is the hero who kind of gets along with everybody.
Yeah, yeah. And Mando, has already shown you respect him, he'll respect you. Mm-hmm. You draw down on him, yeah, he's going to, pulp you. But
he's friendly with Tusken Raiders, yet he slaughtered Jawas like they were going out of style.
They stole his ship.
Jawas were disrespectful to him.
Pieces of his ship.
Or he's like our buddy John, he just got a thing about midgets. Who knows?
And as the little baby sat there and cheered him on, yes, murdered them.
Yeah. But going back to that first scene when he goes into the Fight Club, you get to see the Morians. Is that what you call it?
It's
the devil-looking people with the spiked heads.
Oh, Dathomir?
Yeah, the Dathomirians. You get to see one of those, and then you got two Gamorreans inside the arena fighting with vibro axes, and that's what he's seeing when he deals with the person to get the information at the arena.
And he's cheating by, if it sounds like he's reading, it's because he's reading.
Yeah, I've got one of the little things about the Easter eggs up there, and I couldn't figure out how to pronounce one of the races' names.
It's fine. Danny's old. He needs the help with his memory. I understand. Trust me, I understand.
Yes, I do. But
after the trick is that thing saying that was something from Dathomir. What that was a Zabrak. It was basically one of Maul's race.
Yeah. But anyway, they get word from the first group of sand people that they meet over a campfire that you might get better information from another tribe of them, and they go there, and Oliphant ain't happy that he's standing there
because they raid him.
Yeah, that particular group raids their town, and he's killed a dozen or more of them, and they're looking at wanting to kill him, and Mando is like, hey, look, we both got the same problem, the Krayt Dragon, and
so they make a deal with
Yeah, they make a deal that, hey, we'll help you, but you got to bring your people here too.
Oh, the deal they made was we'll help you kill it, but we get the ichor, we get the meat.
Yeah, but they wouldn't face it alone. Your people have to help.
They were going to face it alone until it ate that one of them and they saw how damn big the thing was, and they start trying to plot out how they were going to do that with that few people, and then Mando volunteered the town.
That's right. That's right.
Mando starts talking, and it was because you have a scene where the Marshal is looking at, and they've got like these bones, and they got these little bitty rocks, and he's like, "Oh my God, is that the scale?" "Oh no, that's just this." "No, I'm pretty sure that's the scale."
Yeah, because
And they kind of go back and forth, and Mando talks to the leader of them, and then you see the guy get like more stones and pour out. It was like, "Oh, well, that looks a lot better. Where's he getting those from?" He said, "Oh, that's your town. I just made a deal with him that your town is gonna come and help take this thing out."
And then they had to go back to the town
And
sell the idea to the townspeople. Which, fortunately for them, they had a lot of explosives because they were a mining town. So they left all the explosives and take it there. So that's how they end up taking out the Great Dragon, is getting it to swallow the explosives and killing it from the inside, because the outside of it was armored.
Yeah, the only way they could get it outside was to try. The original plan was to get it to crawl over it, and they were gonna blow up because its belly wasn't armored. But that plan goes tits, and Mando basically has to play a Jonah without telling the whole. But yeah,
Yeah, I've seen that clip. Yeah.
But yeah, it was a damn good start to the second season.
Excellent.
I look forward to how they're gonna screw this up with great anticipation, because Kathleen Kennedy knows about this show now.
Yeah, well, her name is on one of the little, as the show's going off and it's giving you.
It was always there, but the first season of Mandalorian seemed like she was busy enough with the movies that she kind of let them do what the hell they were gonna do.
And it turned out to be so much more popular than her movies.
Yeah, and it turned out to be more popular than her movies. And the thing that it's really the only damn thing that sells merch that's not original trilogy or something.
Or prequels.
So this season she's paying attention to.
Mm-hmm.
I figure that's why you've got some of the like Ahsoka and that showing up. You know, the
Ahsoka's there because Filoni's there, and that's his baby.
Yeah. Well, Ahsoka is probably the most popular of the post-original prequel characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she was not popular on introduction, but then they worked with her character and she became more popular.
Well, that was the trick. Yeah, she was kind of annoying, in my opinion, in the movie, the Clone Wars cartoon movie they did. But there were a lot of things in that cartoon that I didn't care for, which is why I never got heavily into the Clone Wars show. Yeah. Even though the ones I saw in later seasons were very good, you know, they very clearly improved as they went.
I didn't get into the show early because Jason and I went to go see the movie, and we were both like, "Oh, it was a piece of shit." So when they did the show, I was like, "Oh, they doing a show of that?" And remember, you had what's the guy's name? Tarkovsky, Winnie Tarkovsky, that had already done the Clone Wars cartoon. So, you know, you'd already, for me, I was kind of like, well, why in the hell are they doing? Yeah, it's CGI'd, but who the hell cares? It's a story they literally showed that was damn neat. His name, Winnie Tarkovsky? He's the one that did Samurai Jack, and he's doing Primal now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, his Clone Wars cartoon was brutal as hell and all kinds of stuff, so it was like, you know.
His cartoon also had the amazing military strategy of running at each other in straight lines, firing guns.
Oh, yeah.
Which was the only strategy the armies used in those cartoons.
But he had the cool General Grievous.
Yeah.
In fact, that's where they introduced Grievous.
Yeah, he had the General Grievous that was the most brutal thing until he got his chest crushed.
Yep. I was like, oh, he's going for keeps.
And then in the live action movie, he's breathing funny.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which he did not.
Well, the armor on his chest was crushed.
Yeah, but that was the explanation for it, is because they released the last one of those just before Revenge of the Sith came out.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mace Windu had crushed his chest. That was the last because the last episode of that cartoon was them taking Palpatine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he crushes his chest. So then when you go to the movie, that's why he had that cough. Hell, his first appearance, hell, he's going through damn Jedi like Anakin going through younglings.
Yep.
You don't know how quickly he went through younglings. They didn't show it.
I'm pretty sure they didn't last too long. Hell, matter of fact, younglings had safety sabers. Them damn things wouldn't even cut.
Yep.
So anyway, all in all, though, y'all give episode 1 here, or the Nerd Eternal seal of approval?
Oh, hell
Yeah.
It hadn't jumped the shark yet. It started off, with the same kind of feeling that the first season ended. I'm looking forward to it tomorrow.
Yeah, it's still got that space western feel to it. Most definitely, especially this first episode. Where you got the Marshal showing up, and you were a split second away from them having a good old fashioned, gunfight until the Crate Dragon shows up.
It is freakish. It's western, and it's spaghetti western, which a lot of them were kind of based off of samurai stuff. Cause it's the whole damn show is Lone Wolf and Cub.
Yeah.
And the child has a few cutesy moments where it's like, ooh,
damn him, he didn't force choke nothing. I'm pissed.
But it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, I hear he wasn't. From what I hear, he was not in the episode a whole lot, other than reaction shots.
The Crate Dragon. He was most of that episode. He's hanging off the side of the
speeder bike.
Yeah, hanging off the side of the speeder bike. He takes him with him everywhere he goes. Except inside the Crate Dragon. But yeah, the kid in this one. He knows when to. He knows, all hell's breaking loose, and to hide in his little floating bassinet, and all that kind of stuff. As opposed to first season where he gleefully watched Mando slaughter shit.
So he's
a lot less murderous so far. Yeah. At least in that first episode.
Well, in the first episode, Mando uses them little flying needle weapon, and it's like as soon as the light turned on for it, the baby's like, oh crap. Boop, and hits a little button and his bassinet closes up.
Well, the little damn thing's 46 years old. I'm pretty sure it understands English. And he could tell that, the baby's like, this situation's going, yep, and let me close this. I'll come out when the shooting stops.
Yep.
So he's getting just old enough that his sense of self-preservation is kicking in.
Yeah.
Yeah. As opposed to, because, like I said, that whole scene, I was truthfully waiting for him to force choke somebody. Last season, baby to force choke the hell out of somebody.
Yeah, but Mando has started responding poorly to that, so.
Oh, sweet God, not him.
Oh, okay, Daddy's not liking this. Okay, I better stop. Yeah, I think after season 2 wraps up, I'm going to have to finally bite the bullet and get Disney Plus for a month or so and binge watch both of them.
Binge watch, yeah. Hell, Carl Weathers had my favorite line of last season. Don't you have the baby do that hand thingy he does? The baby waves at him.
So anyway, I guess we're going to wrap this up here. I guess in summary, I'd say if you haven't seen the first episode yet, go watch it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. The first one's real good.
For the to Disney Plus is worth it for the Mandalorian alone for a month or two.
And it would have to be because that's about all they got.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
unless you want to watch cartoons from the '90s, that's about all they got.
Or you haven't seen any of the old any of the Marvel movies, you can sit and binge watch all them.
Yeah. You can watch all 9 Star Wars movies, though why you would want to watch them last 3 is beyond me.
And hey, this has been a very positive episode. Let's not end on a negative note.
All right.
We will pretend
Well,
those three don't exist.
I'll end it on a positive. They're going to have the Falcon and Winter Soldier pretty soon, so that'll be something else you can watch.
Alrighty then. Well, if anybody out there would like to contact us, drop us a line, a comment, tell us we smell funny, whatever. We can be reached at thenerdeternal@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook at The Nerd Eternal.
Oh, this shit.
You can find us on Twitch at the Nerd Eternal, or the Nerd Eternal Network on Twitch. Not that you really contact us that way, but we put up shows sometimes. We're at YouTube. Just look for The Nerd Eternal. Twitter at The Nerd Eternal. And that's really the big ones.
Apple Podcasts.
Yes, we're on several podcasts. You should be able to search for us on any of your podcatchers and find us.
Be Googled.
Yes.
Google them for Christ's sake.
We can be beamed.
We like being Googled.
Truthfully, I do like Google. I Google myself sometimes.
Hey, what you do in your private time is
Yeah,
you.
on that note, let's just wrap up. Anyway, I've been your host, the experienced some call Jason, and with me has been
CDL 113.
The Godfather.
Can't believe we're wrapping up on a 30 Rock reference. Tarky.
and we will see y'all next time.
But before you close out, you also get to see what a womp rat looks like.